Hi, my name is Max Furkey, and this year I'm teaching honors biology at Northwood High School in Montgomery County Public Schools. It's always challenging to be a master's student and balance that workload with that of a teacher, but it's especially difficult in this year of unprecedented challenges. I know that my students are also going through tremendous difficulty, and it's challenging to learn about some of their personal stories in snippets communicated over email and Zoom chat box messages. Those moments where we really wish that we could just see eye to eye and have that moment of human connection are really difficult to establish over Zoom, where my students are mostly represented to me as a series of black rectangles with names in superimposed white text. But it's not impossible. We're making connections and we're learning some great science. Earlier this year, my students were learning about keystone species and their impact on ecosystems. And at one point, I showed video of scientists diving to investigate areas that had been impacted by the loss of sea otters, which are a keystone species. And one student, in great excitement, came on the microphone to share later that when she saw the scientists observing under the water, it made her want to do that too. That moment over our Zoom call helped her to picture herself in the role of scientists observing and collecting data, and was very exciting. I also had a student who encountered great difficulty this year. In addition to feelings of isolation and depression at being cut off from his friends, his family also experienced the loss of a beloved family member living abroad and had to face the challenging decision of deciding whether or not it was safe for them to travel in order to join their family at the funeral. It was a heartbreaking moment for that family and for my student. And understandably, my student began to struggle with completing work, attending class, and staying engaged. I received an email at 3 in the morning from that student explaining what had been happening and expressing remorse that he had not been able to do more. My heart broke, but we worked together. We agreed that what was most important was that my student have a chance to learn the information and have a chance to demonstrate what he really knew. And we both agreed that the zeros he was piling up reflected his circumstances, not his knowledge. So we crafted an alternative assessment for him to help him get caught up and share what he knew. It took some extra flexibility, encouragement, and friendly reminders, but he completed his work through the rest of the term, and he was able to finish the quarter with an A that reflected everything he really knew. It's difficult right now. As teachers, we're fighting to stay on top of all of the overwhelming information and resources being presented to us. But when we are able to stop for a moment and build those human connections, we're able to provide what our students need, which is kindness, warmth, rigor, and compassion. It's a difficult time, but we're in it together.